microphone wasn't on. Okay, look, I'm going to take my final exam. I'm gonna speed through it. Hopefully I get a better than 72%, trying to speed through it. My goal is to finish it in like an hour and 10 minutes rather than the 2 hours and 10 minutes, so half the time. And we'll review the questions and see what I got wrong, see why I got it wrong. But starting at 12:35 right now. I could put up a timer. I'm not going to. There's going to be a timer in the exam. So without further ado, one vape. Here we go. You are a solutions architect working for a software development company. You're planning to launch a fleet of EBS-backed instances and want to automatically assign each instance with a static private IP address, which does not change even if the instances are started. What would you do to each instance a static IP? First option, launch an instance single AZ, multiple AZs, and a VPC, and a placement group, or an EC2 classic. I don't know why any of these would have any, these two, the availability zones would have any influence on automatically assign each a private IP address, which does not change. I don't know what EC2 Classic is, but that will be my intuition in this case. Okay, a multinational corporate investment bank is regularly processing steady workloads of accruals, loan interest, and other critical financial calculations from 10 to 3 a.m. on their on-prem data center for their corporate clients. Once the process is done, the results are uploaded to the Oracle General Ledger, which means that the processing should not be delayed nor interrupted. The CTO has decided to move the IT to AWS, save on costs. Blah, blah, blah. As a senior solution architect, how can you implement a cost-effective architecture in AWS for their financial system? Scheduled reserved instances, is that even a thing? Which by compute was always available on a specific recurred schedule for 1 year. If that's a thing, a scheduled reserve instance. That's what I would say. You're a solutions architect for software. I hate that. Well, you're required to connect the on-prem infrastructure to the cloud. Which of the following services can you use to accomplish this? I have to choose two. Direct connect and a NAT gateway. Yeah. Might be IPsec VPN connection too, but you're working as a solution. Okay. Your current project is about the movie streaming app. You're required to launch several EC2 instances and multiple AZs. Which of the following will configure load balancer to distribute incoming requests evenly across multiple AZs? Evenly. But that's not even, this is talking about Route 53. You're talking about load balancer. How do you configure your load balancer? Cross-zone load balancing. I mean, well, that's the request routing. I don't know. I mean, I would choose the weighted routing policy if it wasn't for if it wasn't that this was a load balancing specific we're running through. Okay, come on. Online stock trading, blah blah blah. Okay, it has an auto scaling group of EC2 instances, an RDS database, and an Elastic Cache for Redis. You need to improve the data security of your in-memory data store by requiring the user to enter a password before they are granted permission to execute Redis commands. Which of the following should you do to meet this? I would do this because they're talking about entering a password before you can have any permission. So encryption enabled for good, in transit, which is nice, and then auth token. At rest encryption doesn't, come on. It still needs to add a password, but it might be none of the above. Your boss has asked you to launch a new MySQL RDS, which ensures that you are available to recover data from a crash. Yeah. Which of the below is not recommended practice for RDS? Partitioning your large table so that file sizes does not exceed 16 terabyte limit. Use InnoDB as a storage engine for MySQL. Use MyISAM as a storage engine. The fuck is MyISAM? Ensure that automated backups are enabled for RDS. Not recommended practice. Never heard of this, so I'm gonna click this. I don't know about this. Fast food companies using AWS to host their online ordering, blah blah blah. Use an auto scaling group of instances deployed across multiple AZs with the ALB in front to better handle the incoming traffic from various digital devices. You're planning to implement a new routing system. Make sure I got audio. I got audio. Okay. Routing system requests which have the URL server, API Android, are forwarded to one specific target group named Android target group. Conversely, requests which have server blah blah blah. Okay, how can you implement this? ALB. Oh lord, use host conditions and define rules for use path condition, define the rules. Use LB, replace your LB with network. No, based on the URL. What's this? No, I mean, that's it. I already have an ALB, I can do that. You're working in a solution architecture, Silicon Valley, application architectures are currently set up to store both the access, what? Access key ID and secret access key in a plain text file and a custom AMI. The EC2 instances, which are created by using this AMI, are using the stored access keys to connect to DynamoDB. What should you think? Roles, my dude. Alright, that's cute. You're setting up required compute resources in VPC in your applications which use workloads that require high sequential read and write access. The very large data sets on local storage. Which of the following instance type? Storage optimized or general purpose instances. It says which of the following instance type is the most suitable one. So I guess that comes with an extra storage or a type of storage. But it seems like it wants a HDD. So not memory, not compute. General purpose, I'm not sure. Storage optimized seems nice. Large datasets on local storage, high sequential. So it's either GPI or storage optimized instances. I'm gonna go this time with storage optimized because it says high sequential read and write access. So not quite sure. The application is using Lambda function to process complex financial data, which runs for about 10 to 50 minutes. You notice that there are a few terminating notifications, which of the following is most likely. You can't. The failed Lambda have been running over 15 minutes and reached maximum execute time. The contains has been running over 15 minutes. The failed Lambda functions have been running. What? Lambda function process complex, which about 10 to 15 minutes. You notice that there are few. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just gonna say it's the first one. It could be this, but I don't know. Recursive code that's been running for over 15 minutes? No, you don't know that. You just know that it's been running for over 15 minutes and reached a maximum execute time. You are trying to enable cross-region replication to your S3 bucket with this option is disabled. Why? Which of the following option is a valid reason? The cross-region replication feature is only available S3 RRF. I don't know about that. Reduced redundancy storage. This is a premium feature which enterprise accounts. In order to use cross-region replication S3, you need available versioning on the bucket. Only available for infrequent access. I don't know. S3 cross-region. I don't get it. I'll pop this up.
See you the same way. That was ironic, right?
How did you know?
It's the little things. The way you linger on chasing cocaine.
His requirements for CRR. Cross-region requires the following: a source bucket owner, blah 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 blah. Both source and destination S3 has permission to replicate, manage. It doesn't say anything about this. It's a premium enterprise. No. The cross only available RRS. In order to use, you need to first enable versioning on the bucket. Maybe you need versioning.
I'm afraid.
Both source and destination buckets must have versioning enabled. Remember that cross-region replication requires versioning. I've spent too much time on that. I should not have looked that one up. Number 12. I'm sorry. In a tech company you're working for, there's a requirement to allow one IAM user to modify the configuration of one of your ELBs. Okay, allow one user, just one IAM user. This access is required only once. Which of the following is the best way to allow this? Open up the port that ELB uses in a security group and get it. No, it's stupid. Create a new IAM role assumed by that unit. Attach the policy allowed access. Remove the IAM role from the user. That's how I would do it. There we go. That's how I would do it. A solutions architect is developing a 3-tier cryptocurrency web app for a fintech startup. The architect has been instructed to restrict access to the database tier to only accept traffic from application tier. Okay, app tier and deny traffic from other sources. So yeah, application tier is composed of application servers hosted and EC2. Which of the following is the most suitable option to implement the scenario? Set up a security group in the database tier to allow database traffic from a specified list of application server IP. I like that one. A security group of database tier to allow. Okay, well, there's a data. Okay, from the security group of the application servers. Security groups are subnets too. I like that one too. Okay. Set up a NACL. No. Because you need traffic out too. Alright, whatever. I don't know if you can create a security group to allow from another security group, but if I remember correctly, security groups are collections of CIDR blocks, maybe? Resources, maybe? So, I don't know. The database tier allowed database traffic from the security. Wait, let me reread this. Set up a security group of database tier to allow database traffic from the security group of the application servers. Set up a security group that allow database traffic from a specified list. It's probably this one. I don't know why I would be handling IP addresses, but we'll see. Let's go. You are instructed by your manager to create a publicly accessible EC2 instance using an elastic IP address and also give them a report how much it would cost to use the IP. EIP. Which of the following statements is correct regarding pricing of EIP? Ooh, 1. There's no cost of instance of running. That is only 1. Okay, there's no cost instance terminated. There is no cost if the instance is running and it has only 1 I think that regarding an elastic IP, that you're not going to pay if you only have 1, even if it's running. That's what I think it is. I'm going to move on. A web application which is hosted on an on-prem data center uses MySQL and must be migrated to the cloud. You need to ensure that network traffic to and from RDS instances is encrypted using SSL. For improved security, you have to use a profile credential specific to your EC2 instance to access your database instead of a password. Which of the following should you use to meet the requirement? Set up RDS, launch MySQL client using. I have to meet the above requirement for. You have to use a profile granted specific to. The network traffic to and from the RDS has to be encrypted. Set up RDS database and enable IMDb authentication, and then launch MySQL client connected to the database. SSLCA. I mean, it says one requirement. I don't believe it's one requirement. You gotta have credentials, and it has to be what's it called? I mean, I would pick this, but now because it's saying enable IMDb authentication, I would love to use IAM roles in this case, but I'm gonna do SSLCA. A startup company wants to launch a fleet of EC on AWS. Your manager wants to ensure that Java programming language is installed automatically when this is launched. In which the following. But look. I mean, it doesn't make sense. User data, IAM roles, doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna do EC2 config, even though like AWS config could be it. Choose one. You're working how multicast networking. In this scenario, which of the following options would you consider to ensure legacy application works on AWS? Multicast, AWS. Ooh, provision ENI between the subnet. Create all the subnets on another VPC, enable peering, create a virtual overlay network running on OS level instance. I do not know. I'm gonna say all above. F that. I don't know. Multicast. Oh geez. There's a requirement to ensure that certain access to services and actions are properly controlled to comply with the security policy of the company. As a solutions architect, which is the most suitable way to set up the multi-account AWS environment? I mean, don't you have like organizations? Provide access to the... No. Connect all departments. Use service control policies to control services on each account. I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to read the other ones. If I'm speeding through this, you're working for a global news network where you have set up CloudFront distribution for a web app. However, you notice that application's origin server is being hit for each request instead of the AWS edge, which is the issue occurs even when commonly what could be the problem? I mean, this is what could be the possible problem, why it's not hitting the edge location? The objects only cache the cloud file once a successful request was made, hence the objects were not requested before, which is why the request is still directed to the origin server. I'm going to select that, but that's not the right one. This issue occurs even for commonly requested objects. The file size of the cache object is too large for CloudFront to handle. I think it's the cache control max age directive is set to 0, which is exactly what's going on. AWS hosts a variety of public data sets such as imagery, geospatial, genomic data that you want to use for your web app hosted in EC2. If you use these data sets, how much will it cost you? I'm gonna say no charge. A game development company operates several virtual reality and augmented reality games which use various RESTful APIs hosted on the on-prem data center. Due to the unprecedented growth of the company, they decided to migrate this into the cloud to scale the resources. Yeah, which of the following should you recommend the most cost-effective and scalable solution to meet the above requirements? Bunch of RESTful APIs? Cost-effective and scalable solution. VR games? That doesn't sound like something you want to put Lambda on. Host APIs instead, I guess 3? No. Use EC2 instances behind an ALB. I like that. Due to unprecedented growth in companies, they decided to migrate the system. Which of the following should you recommend as a cost-effective and scalable solution to scalable spot EC2 instances? I don't know. I hate the words cost-effective and scalable. Of course, this is web APIs. It is. I like all these answers, but which one's the most cost-effective and scalable? This is not easily scalable. Oh, you need the auto-scaling group. This is stupid, I think, and this sounds like a lot of work. So it's either AWS Lambda, Amazon Gateway, or Spot. Now, so I shouldn't be ignoring this, but I will. I'm gonna do Lambda and API Gateway because they seem like the right answer. But Spot EC2 instances behind the ALB is good too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You're working as a cloud engineer in a leading technology consulting firm using a fleet of Windows-based EC2 with IPv4 launched in a private subnet. Several software installed on EC2 instances are required to be updated via the internet. Great. Which of the following services can you provide with a highly available solution to safely allow instances to fetch software patches? To fetch software patches from the internet but prevent outside network from initiating connection. Damn. Dude, I like all these answers. Egress only internet gateway sounds great. Fuck. Why they gotta make it so hard? Oh man. The VPC endpoint is specific for services, not just to go out to the internet. So I would have to say, in this case, not a VPC endpoint. It was either a NAT gateway or an egress only internet gateway. Woo! Your company has developed a financial analytics web app hosted on Docker container using Mean. Wow. You want to easily port the web app to AWS Cloud, which can... which can automatically... No. You want to easily port the web application to AWS Cloud, which can automatically handle all the tasks such as balancing load, auto-scaling, monitoring, and placing containers. Which of the following services can you use to fulfill this requirement? To deploy? Port the web application to AWS Cloud. I want to port it to cloud. This is stupid. This is possible, but this is the Docker service you want to use. I'm gonna say ECS because I think that's what they're trying to say. You're using Docker containers, you're gonna be using ECS. Not the actual deployment, like OpsWorks or Beanstalk. This shit. Otherwise, I say Elastic Beanstalk. But yeah, let's just go ECS this time. 5 gig video objects to the S3 bucket. Video uploads take longer than expected. Which impacts the performance of your application? Which method will help you improve the performance application? You gotta do multi-part upload, baby. Yeah. Mobile web application stores pictures in Amazon S3 and allows application sign in using OpenID Connect, blah, blah, blah. Which AWS security token service approach to temporary access should you use for this scenario? No. Cross account access? Stupid. IAM roles? No. Web Identity Federation, it sounds good too, but that sucks, man. OpenID. OpenID might be Web Identity Federation. I'm gonna do SAML-based Identity Federation in this case. I'm not sure. As the solutions architect, you have built a photo sharing site and entertainment company. The site was hosted using 3 EC2 instances in a single AZ with the classic load balancer in front to evenly distribute the incoming load. What should you do to enable your classic load balancer to bind a user session to a specific instance? What the fuck? It's called sticky sessions. Why the fuck did they give you this? That's so stupid. Only I think classic load balancers feature that. Multinational company building big data areas which need scalable storage service. The data needed to be stored redundantly across multiple AZs allow concurrent connections from thousands of EC2 instances hosted on. Allows concurrent connections. That's something that has to be scalable. Hosted on multiple AZs. I don't know if this is scary because I don't know if it's scalable across AZs, but I'm gonna say it's this for the concurrency aspect. It says yeah, let's go. Well, no. Thousands of instances. And reading and generating big EFS in this case. Like, you are a solutions architect for a tech company. You are having an issue whether you're trying to connect to your newly created students from upon checking, you have verified that the instance of the public IP, the internet gateway and route tables are in place. What should you do to resolve this? You should adjust the security group, allow port 22. Oh, are we doing RDP? It's funny. You should. Yeah. You should create a. It's 3389, my dude. You are hired as an IT consultant in a startup, blah blah blah. You want to deal with the national. Yeah. Your project is to make sure the database of the app is highly available in multiple regions. What are the benefits of using multi-AZ deployments, RDS, and choose to makes the database fault tolerant? Sure. I don't know about that. Probably synchronously replace the data. Yeah. That's a good idea. Increase database availability in the case of it. I don't know if RDS does it, but it probably does. Like, increases. Yeah, I like these two. Makes the database fault tolerant to availability on failure, and then it creates like a standby replica just in case. I think that's how it works. You're building microservice architecture in which software is composed of small independent services that communicate well over well-defined APIs. And building large-scale systems, fine-grade, blah 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 scale. God, I hate these. As a recommended practice, decoupled services should scale horizontally from each other to improve scalability. What is the difference between horizontal scaling and vertical scaling? Scale out many or scale up? Vertical scaling means the same software fully serverless. No, means running the same software on bigger machines. No, vertical same software on big machines. Limited capacity of individual. Horizontal scaling, adding more servers, existing pool, and doesn't run slow. Okay, I like that one. Horizontal scaling means running the same software similar on smaller Docker containers. Vertical scaling is adding more servers. No, I like this answer. Pointing and shit. You have created a VPC with a single subnet Okay, and then you launch the on-demand EC2 instance in the subnet. You have attached internet gateway to the VPC and verified that the EC2 instance has a public IP. The main route table of VPC has been shown below. 27. Oh yeah. Oh, propagated no. However, the instance still cannot be reached from the internet. All right. They got a VPC, a subnet, on-demand EC2 instance in that same subnet. I got an IGW in that VPC and verified that the EC2 instance has a public IP. Main route table is shown below, so it doesn't have a subnet, my dude. It's not on the subnet, my dude. Add this entry to the route table and you're gonna modify the route table. Add the following. This is my route. Destination, target, local. Add this new entry to the route table. Oh, what am I looking at? The main route table of the VPC is shown below. Yo, I don't know which one this is. I can't spend time on this though. I would just say
Internet boy.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's see if that all IP is to the internet gateway. Company that you're working for, blah 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 blah. Your request response is a maximum price of 6, and then after 45 minutes, oh man, price spot increase after 45. Wait. So what is that?
Internet boy.
Only a spot EC2 instance host. Your request response is a maximum price of 6 cents an hour, which has been fulfilled immediately. After 45 minutes, increased to 8. What was the total EC2 compute cost of running your spot instance? Definitely not the answer. Definitely not the answer. Do some fucking math. Well, how the fuck is 6 divided by 4 is 1? What kind of fucking math is this? It's 1.5. You'll be charged up maybe. So because 45 out of 60, that's what I'm trying to show you, is 75%. 75% of the 6 cents, right? This is how much you're supposed to be getting charged, like if they charge the right way. So you'd be charged 5 cents if it were rounded up. That's not the case. You're probably being billed for the full hour. Has a molecular image. I don't care what the hell you're doing. The system is hosted in AWS and the images are hosted in an S3 bucket behind CloudFront web distribution. Alright. There has been a new batch of updated images that were uploaded in S3. However, the users reported that they're still seeing the old content. You need to control which image will be returned by the system even when the user has another version cached locally or behind a corporate caching boundary. Which of the following is the most suitable option? I mean, I like this one, and I like this one, but it'll break my CloudFront. You need to control which image will be returned by the system. even when the user has another version cached either locally or behind. Add cache control, no cache, no store, and private directives in the S3 bucket. I don't know, man. Interesting. Oh, fuck, this one's hard. Use version objects. And validate the files in your CloudFront web distribution. Maybe just enabling versioning on the S3 bucket. If the version never changes, it's not going to force invalidation on that resource. I'm just going to say it's this then. It might be the best option. Your company would like to store their old yet confidential corporate files that are infrequently accessed. What cost-effective solution? You go to Glacier. You go to Glacier. What company would you like? Well, your company. What it costs you? Amazon Glacier. Is that even called Glacier anymore? Amazon Glacier. I thought it was called Amazon S3 Glacier. See, like it's not called Glacier anymore. I would say S3 Glacier. That's a trick, man. I'm just choosing Glacier. Which service would you use for a scenario? Kinesis, data pipeline, AppStream, or simple queue service? It says you're planning to launch an application that tracks GPS cords and of delivery trucks in your country. The coordinates are transmitted from each truck, like IoT, every 5 seconds. You need to design an architecture that will enable real-time processing of these coordinates from multiple consumers. Okay. Real-time processing of these coordinates from multiple consumers. The aggregate data will be then analyzed in separate reporting application. Kinesis, my fucking dude. What kind of joke is this? Data pipeline might be the right answer too, though, but I'm gonna say Kinesis. You're working as an AWS engineer, major telecommunications, a company that tasked to make a networking monitoring system. You launch an EC2 instance to host the monitoring system, and use CloudWatch to monitor, store, and access whatever. $37 at 65. I have 34 minutes left. Which among these options should you do to satisfy the given requirement with the least effort? Least effort. Okay, so least effort is keyword. Oh, bam. Okay. Web application is hosted in a fleet of EC2 instances inside an auto-scaling group with a couple of Lambda functions for ad hoc processing. Okay, sure. Whenever you release updates to your application every week, there are inconsistencies where some resources are not updated properly. You need a way to group the resources together and deploy the new version of your code consistently. Okay. That have the latest configurations code in them. Use code commit to publish your code quickly in a private and push them. No. Yeah. Oh, least effort. Publish your code quickly in a private repo and push them to your resource. Push them to your resources fast. Create OpsWorks recipes that will automatically launch resources containing the latest version of the code. CloudFormation templates that have the latest configurations and code. There's no code in fucking CloudFormation templates. I can't pick that one. Code commit to push your code quickly in a private repo and push them to your resources fast. You need a way to group the resources together. Use deployment groups and code deploy to automate code deployments in a consistent manner. I like the OpsWorks answer in this case. Like, to automatically launch resources containing the latest version of the code. Yeah. CloudFormation's great. But it's not, there's no code in there, and OpsWorks probably doesn't have code in there either, so I don't, this might invalidate it saying ain't code in them. Elastic Beanstalk, where does it store the application files and server log files? Online shopping platforms deployed using Beanstalk. They simply uploaded their Node.js application in Beanstalk. Automatically handles the details of capacity provisioning, load balancing, scaling, application health monitoring. Since the entire deployment process is automated, the DevOps team is not sure where to get the application log files from the shopping platform. Where are they going to get these damn logs, my dude? They don't know where they're going. The application files are stored in S3. S3. Okay, that's consistent among all. The server log files can only be stored in the attached EBS server logs. You got application files in S3, and it's telling you some bullshit that the server logs can only be in the attached EBS volume of the EC2 instances. Fuck that. The server log files can be stored directly in Glacier. No, that sounds stupid. The server log files can be optionally stored in CloudTrail and Cloud. That sounds stupid too. I guess. There we go. I like this one. You can choose this. You're working as a solutions architect. Wow! In a global investment bank, which requires corporate IT governance and cost oversight of all their AWS resources across their division, across around. Their corporate divisions want to maintain administrative control of a discrete AWS resources they consume and ensure that these resources are separate from the other divisions. Wow, what do? You do tags, my dude. Which of the following options will support the autonomy of each corporate division while enabling the corporate IT to maintain governance and cost oversight? No. Enable IAM cross-account access for corporate IT administrator. Maybe. Create separate VCs for each division of corporate. Maybe. Use AWS consolidated billing. I like that one. Use separate availability zones for each division. Choose 2. IAM cross-account access for all corporate IT. Creating separate VPC is cool too, but I'm gonna select these 2 and just move on. Solution architect design a real-time data analytics system based on Kinesis data stream and Lambda. After a week, the system is deployed. The user knows that it performs slowly as the data rates increase. Okay. Architect identified the performance of the Kinesis data streams is causing this problem. Okay, which of the following should the architect do to improve? Increase the number of shards of the Kinesis stream using. Sounds cool. Replace the data stream with Firehose. Improve the performance of the stream by decreasing the number of its shards using merge shard. Implement step scaling. Wow. I don't know about that. I'm just gonna say update the shard count. Step scaling sounds good though. I'm gonna do update shard count. You are working as a senior solutions architect, data analytics company which has a VPC for their human resources department and another VPC for the finance department. You need to configure your architecture to allow the finance department to access all the resources that are in the human resources department and vice versa. So HR people need to see the VPC stuff in HR. Wait, what? Data analytics company which has a VPC for their HR and a VPC for finance. So HR needs their. You need to configure the architecture to allow finance department to access all resources that are in the human resource. Why would you need to do that? It's called peering, my dude. Oh, my foot's feeling weird. Top university has recently launched its online learning portal where the students can take e-learning courses from the comforts of their home. Okay, the portal is on a large on-demand EC2 instance with a single Aurora DB. A learning portal. The portal's on a large EC2 instance in a single Aurora DB. Okay, whatever. How can you improve the availability of Aurora database to prevent any unnecessary downtime? You gotta create replicas, my dude. Create some replicas. Deploy Aurora in 2 auto-scaling groups of EC2 across 2 the rest of the. That sounds great. Availability to prevent unnecessary downtime of the online portal. Make more replicas, man. In a different region though, a different availability zone. Enable hash joins. Use no. Deploy Aurora to 2 auto-scaling groups of EC2 instances across 2 zones. Blah blah blah. Just enable replicas. That's too much work. A commercial bank has designed the next generation online banking platform to use a distributed systems architecture. Wow, wow. As their software architect, you have to ensure that their architecture is highly scalable, yet still cost effective. Okay, highly scalable, cost effective. They want to be distributed. They want to be scalable. They want to be cost effective. Oh, cool. Big. Which of the following will provide the most suitable solution for the scenario? Launch multiple EC2s behind an ALB to host your application services and SNS, which will act as a highly scalable buffer to store messages as they travel. Done. Maybe. I just don't, you don't do that. Launch EC2 instances behind an ALB. Launch auto-scaling group EC2. Host your application service SQS queue, including an auto-scaling trigger to watch the queue size, which will either scale in or scale out the number of EC2 instances based on the queue. That's beautiful. Launch EC2 instances behind a ALB. Okay. And workflow. Launch multiple on-demand EC2 in your host application services and SQS queue, which will act as a highly scalable buffer that stores messages as they travel between distributed applications. I like that too. But having an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances, and then that's the way to go. No question that all those. I don't know what it asked though. It said cost effective. Yeah, sure. You deployed a web app to EC2 instance that adds a variety of photo effects to a photo update by the user. The application will put the generated photos to S3 bucket by using input request. Okay. What is the best option for the scenario, considering that you need to have API credentials to be able to send a request to S3 bucket? Need to have API credentials? You create a role always. Store your API credentials with Glacier. Boom. I choose two. Which of the following options are not the advantages of using blue-green deployments? God, I don't know this stuff. Is the technique that reduces downtime and risk by running two identical production environments called blue-green. At any time, only one of the environments is live, with a live environment serving all production data traffic. Okay. Which of the following is not advantaging over in-place upgrade strategy? Is not. Okay. Your task is to ensure smooth upgrade of their accounting system, new version without the system outages. Tech manager gave an advice to implement an in-place upgrade strategy, while the DevOps engineer suggested that you use blue-green deployment strategy instead. Which of the following are not the advantage of using blue-green? Provide a level of isolation between your blue and green application environments, which reduce the deployment risk. That's what it does. Blue environment represents the current application. Blue is the current and green is this is true. It has the ability to simply roll the incoming traffic back to the currently working environment. In case of system failures, anytime during the deployment process, use blue-green with code. Okay. Impaired operation or downtime is minimized because impact is limited to the window of time between green environment issue detection. Impaired operation is downtime is minimized because impact is limited to the window of time between green environment issue detection and shift the traffic back to the blue environment. Blue-green deployment is more cost effective. No! It's not cost effective. There's not advantages of using blue-green. The blue environment represents the current application version serving production traffic, while the green one is staged. It has the ability to simply roll the incoming traffic back. It has the ability to roll the incoming traffic back to the currently working environment in case of system failures. At any time during the deployment process. What? You can use blue-green deployment with code command co-build to automatically deploy the new version of your application. Impaired operation or downtime is minimum. I'm gonna select this one. I'm not sure. Fuck it. It sounds minimized because you just gotta shift the traffic back. Ability to simply roll the incoming traffic back? roll the incoming traffic back to the currently working environment in case of system failures? I don't know if it has that ability to roll the incoming traffic back to the currently working. Okay, you're gonna lose that traffic. Ah, okay, well, fuck it. Maybe these two. Maybe you can do this and go both. Fuck it. We have several EC2 reserved instances. I got 20. Okay. Needs to be decommissioned and shut down since they're no longer required. The data is still required by the audit team. Which of the following steps can be taken? You can opt to sell. Yeah. There we go. Just these two. Your IT manager asks you to create a decoupled application whose process includes dependencies on EC2 instances and servers located on your company on-prem. Which of these options are you least likely to recommend? Yeah, whatever. You're working for a weather station in Asia with a weather monitoring system that needs to be migrated to AWS. Alright, cool. This monitoring system requires low network latency, high network throughput. You decided to launch your EC2 instance in cluster placement. However, when you try to add instances to the new placement group, you receive insufficient capacity error. How will you fix this issue? Stop and restart instance placement group. Create another placement group. Verify all running instances of the same size and type. Submit a capacity increase to AWS as you're initially limited to only 12 instances per group. I think it might be this one. A large Philippine-based business processing outsourcing company is building a two-tier web application in their VPC to serve dynamic transaction-based content. Their data tier is leveraging an online transactional processing database, OLTP, but the web tier, they're still deciding what service to use. What AWS services should you leverage to build an elastic and scalable web tier? Load balancing, EC2, autoscaling. Not RDS. No. It has to be elastic and scalable web tier. Web, backend, EC2. A web tier. You can store user sessions here. You can store objects here. You can do some extra processing here. This is a good web tier. There's nothing wrong with this. I would choose this for a web tier. It's beautiful. Fuck all these the RDS and multi-AZ. Come on, get out of here. You're a solutions arc in an intelligence agency that's currently hosting a learning and training portal in AWS. Your manager instructed you to launch a large EC2 instance with the attached EBS volume and enabled enhanced networking. What are the valid case scenarios in using enhanced networking? When you need higher packet per second performance, when you need low packet per second, you need a high latency networking. When you need consistently lower inter-instance latencies. When you need to dedicate a connection to your on-prem data. No. Maybe. No. That sounds oxymoron. That sounds stupid. Like high latency? No, you want low latency. Low ping. When you need low packet percent. No, these do make sense. Okay. 51 out of 65. We got 17 minutes. Maybe we can do this. You have designed and build a new AWS after deploying your application. Okay, how long will it take before the changes are applied to all the resources in your VPC? After deploying your application to on-demand EC2 instance, you found that there's an issue in your application when connecting the port 443. After troubleshooting the issue, you added port 443 to the security group. It's immediately. What is the correct indication that an object was successfully stored when you put objects in S3? I'm just gonna guess that. As a solutions architect of the company, which of the following should you do to solve this issue? WordPress website hosted in EC2, which has an additional EBS volume attached, was mistakenly deployed to 1A availability zone due to the misconfiguration in your CloudFormation template. There's a requirement to quickly rectify the issue by moving the attached EBS volume. Move the attached EBS volume to the new instance. You have to move it. As a solution architect company, what should you do to fix this issue? Well, create a snapshot of the user volume, then afterwards create a volume using the snapshot in the other availability zone. That's what I would do too, but at the same time, I don't know if you can do that, just attaching the EBS volume and then attaching it. Alright, let's just, that's what I would do. Which of the following statements is right when it comes to Cloud HTML and KMS? No major difference. They do the same thing. Does not support processing, storage, transmission, credit card data, merchant. What the fuck? KMS doesn't do that. You should consider using AWS over if you require key stored and dedicated third-party validated under your exclusive. Should always be for payment. There we go. Which of the following must be done to allow the user to make API calls to the AWS resource? Okay, create a brand new IAM user and default setting using the CLI. This is intended to be used to send API requests to S3, DynamoDB, Lambda, and other AWS resources on your cloud infrastructure. In order to be able to talk to these, which of the following must be done to allow the user to make API calls? Assign IAM policy to the user allowed to send API calls. Create a set of access. No. Do nothing. IAM user is already able to send API calls to AWS resources. I don't know about that. I would just say that. Probably. 56. What recommendation would you make to reduce costs in this AWS environment without affecting availability and performance of mission critical systems? I have to reduce the cost without affecting mission critical shit. A tech company is running 2 production web servers hosted on reserved EC2 instances with EBS-backed volumes. These instances have a consistent load of 90%. Traffic is being distributed to these instances by ELB. In addition, they have a multi-AZ MySQL load. Okay. Yeah, what recommendation would you do? Reduce cost of the environment without affecting availability. Consider using on-demand instances to reserved. No, because they're not using RDS deployment for the development and test database. Okay. They also have multi-AZ RDS databases for the production, test, and development environments. They don't need multi-AZ then for production test. Consider removing elastic load balancer. Consider using spot instances or no. Consider not using for. There we go. That's it. That saves money, my dude. In this scenario, which VPC feature allows the EC2 instance to communicate to the internet but prevents inbound traffic? You are working a solution architect well-funded, so okay. The CTO instructed you to launch a cryptocurrency mining server on a reserved EC2 instance in US East 1 region's private subnet. So US East 1 region's private subnet. Okay, whatever. Which is using IPv6. Due to the financial data that the server contains, the system should be secured to avoid any. Why? To meet the regulatory compliance requirements. In this scenario, which VPC feature allows the EC to communicate to the internet but prevents inbound traffic? This is stupid. Financial startup is telling me to run a fucking cryptocurrency miner on the same server? What the hell? Evidence account has account ID of this. Which of the following URLs would you provide to the IAM user to be able to access the console? I'm gonna say it's this, but I can just check right now. Signin.aws. Console sign in URL. Okay. AWS. ID. Account. It's my account. There you go. It's always the account first then. Account first. Account first. You have a fleet of running. Okay. Which of the following would be the best choice to meet the requirement while still providing sub-millisecond latency? Alright, we have spot EC2 instances behind an ALB. The incoming traffic comes from various users across multiple regions, and you would like to have the user session shared among your fleet of instances. You're required to set up a distributed session management layer that will provide a scalable and shared data storage. To the user sessions. No, and yes. That's what I would say. Maybe multi-master DynamoDB, but elastic caching, memory caching sounds great. You're working for a startup that, okay, what is root cause issue? That builds IoT devices monitoring application. They're using IoT sensors to monitor all the data by using Kinesis configured with default settings. You then send the data to S3 bucket after 2 days. When you check the data in S3, there are only data for the last day and nothing for the first day. Only data for the last day and nothing for the first day. What is the root cause of encountered data loss? Someone has manually deleted the record. By default, data records and Kinesis are only accessible for 24 hours from the time they are added. There are only data for the last day and nothing for the first day. Yeah. Yeah. By default, data records and Kinesis are only accessible for 24 hours from the time they're added to stream. The access to Kinesis stream to the S3 bucket is, that's what I would say. I didn't know that. By default, maybe. 61 and 65. Which of the following options can satisfy the requirement? You're working in solutions arc for global technology. Finance from application that uses, okay, whatever. Application uses multiple EC2 instances located in various regions such as West, Ohio, whatever. Ohio, California, Ireland. Your manager instructed you to set up latency-based routing to route the incoming traffic to all the EC2 across all the different regions. Use it. No. No. Use an ALB. Use an NLB. Use a ALB. It says, which of the following can satisfy the given requirement? Your manager instructed you set up a latency-based routing. Latency-based routing. Route 53, my dude.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Ah, just Route 53, fuck it. You're working for a startup which develops an AI-based traffic monitoring service. You register a new domain called blah 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 and set up the DNS entries for the other components of your system in AWS. Which of the following is not supported by Route 53? Holy fuck. Domain name system security extensions are probably not supported by Route 53. They're probably CloudFront. But I'm not sure. I've heard of DNS. I don't know what a pointer record is, center policy framework, service locator. What the I don't know what the fuck that is. So I'm just gonna say DNSSEC is not supported. 53 DNSSEC. Which of the following is not supported by 53? Yeah. PTR, SPF, SRV is not supported by S53. I'm gonna say DNSSEC. Fuck it. Oh my god, a new DevOps. Which of the I only got 6 minutes and 3 questions. Which of the following is a reason why this CloudFormation? Oh, I forgot I got an hour and 10. Which of the following is a reason why this CloudFormation template will fail to deploy a stack? The value is incorrect. Should be. Shut up. The resources section is missing. An invalid section named parameters is present. This will cause. The conditions section is missing. We got parameters. We got outputs. There are no resources. Yeah. An invalid section named parameters is present. This is stupid. There we go, yeah. Which of the following services in AWS can use to meet the requirements? Blah, blah, construction company online tracks all status and progress of their projects. The system is hosted in AWS and there is a requirement to monitor and read and write IOPS metrics for their MySQL RDS instance and send real-time alerts to their DevOps team. Holy fuck. Which of the following services in AWS can you use to meet the requirements? Only 2? SQS can send emails probably. No, SNS can send an email. SQS cannot. It doesn't have the ability. So I would use CloudWatch and I would use SNS. That's it. An application is hosted in an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances in a MySQL server on Amazon. What? Which of the following options is most suitable solution that you should implement? Okay, an application is hosted on an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances and a SQL server on Amazon RDS. There's a requirement that all in-flight data between your web servers and RDS should be secured. Choose 2. Force all connections to DB instance to be used SSL by setting. Once done, reboot. Maybe. Download your RDS root CA. Import the certificate to service. Configure your application to use SQL to encrypt the connection to RDS. Maybe. Specify the TD transfer data encryption option in the RDS. Transparent data encryption. Specify the TD option in the RDS group. Option group. Oh my fucking god, that is associated with the DB instance to enable transparent. Because this is Microsoft SQL Server on Amazon RDS, I don't know if it's managed. I don't think you can just press a button like enable IMDb authentication. I don't know this one. This one's rough. You only choose 2. DB authentication RDS using the AWS management console, probably not an option. It sounds too easy. Specify the TD option in the RDS option group that DB instance to enable transparent data encryption. You know what? We're done. I'm a little worried about this one, so fuck it. Just finish it. Let's see what we get. 73. We passed. Barely. Okay. Let's review our questions now. We passed barely. And for the review, I'm gonna switch up the music. I'm gonna go back to some songs nobody wants to hear. Alright, let's review these questions. I got the first one wrong. Okay, so it says, what should you do to accomplish launch this as a VPC? Okay, it says here, you are planning to launch a fleet of EBS backed, only want to automatically sign each instance with a static private IP, which does not change even if the instances are restarted. Launching instances in a VPC gives you that ability. I didn't know that. An EC2 Classic, your EC2 Reserve, a private. Nice. In the VPC, you get a static one. Okay. Oh, you can choose two. And I chose the wrong ones. It was IPsec, VPN connection, and not NAT gateway. Incorrect, because you only use a network address gateway to enable instances in a private subnet to connect to the internet or other AWS services. NAT gateway to connect to the internet or other AWS services, but prevent the internet from initiating contact with those instances. That is not used to connect. Okay, yeah. Cross zone load balancing. Using my ISAM as a storage engine in MySQL is not recommended, hence this option is incorrect. The recommend. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Alright, whatever. Why storage optimized? Option was correct answer. Storage optimized instances are designed for workloads that require high sequential read-write access. They are optimized to deliver tens of thousands low latency random IOPS. Okay, and so why would 4 be wrong? Is it correct because general purpose instances are the most basic type of instances. They provide a balance of compute, memory, and networking. Yeah, okay. Create a new IAM role, which be assigned. Okay. Set up a security group and database tier. Set up a security group of the database tier to allow database traffic from the security group. Yeah. Alright, security groups are like subnets to me. I guess not. So why is option 1 wrong? Which is the IP one, right? Option 1 is incorrect because the list of application server IP addresses will change over time, so the auto-scaling group can add or remove. Okay, whatever. Set up an RDS database and enable IMDb authentication. This is so you can have in flight. You need to ensure that all network traffic to and from is encrypted using SSL. So I'll remember that. Set up an RDS database and enable IMDb authentication. Okay, whatever. Or is it correct because even though it can provide us a connection database, you still need to use IM database connection to use the profile connection specific to the EC2 instance. Alright. Called user data.
It's been in a minute, bitch nigga, but I'm still with it. We looking for ops, young niggas letting outside, they don't give a fuck about the cops. We clutching the mops, bitch. If you lack at the trap, we taking whatever.
Alright. Task you run scripts. You can run write scripts. You can pass 2 types of data. Okay. Create a virtual overlay network. Multicast. What the fuck is multicast? Because overlay network. Overlay multicast is a method of building IP level multicast. I don't know anything about that. Overlay networks are multicast. Okay, I don't know about that. What is this? Cache control max is probably set to 0. Yeah, no charge. Okay, well, but why would could be wrong then.
This jerk all way more than 20, so when I aim at your head, I won't miss it. We looking for ops, young niggas letting out shots, they don't give a fuck about the cops.
We learn you gotta use a NAT gateway. Two kinds of devices, NAT gateway and NAT instance. It is recommended to use NAT gateways as they provide better availability and bandwidth over NAT instances. The NAT gateway service is also managed service, just like NAT. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, why? So it says one is incorrect because the egress-only internet gateway is primarily used for VPCs that use IPv6 to enable instances and a private subnet to connect to internet and other resources, but prevent the internet from initiating connection with those instances, just like what NAT instances and NAT gateways do. The scenario explicitly says that each instances are for IPv4. So you get NAT. You can't use Alright. Beanstalk. Alright, so they were talking about you want to easily port. Okay, Beanstalk supports deployment of web apps from Docker containers. Docker containers, you can define your own runtime environment, blah 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 by using Docker. But service one is incorrect because although ECS also provides service auto-scaling, service load balancing, monitoring, cloud, these features are not automatically enabled by default like Beanstalk. Okay. Please take note, this snare requires a service will be automatically handle all the tasks such as balancing. Okay, you have to define it. Alright. Beanstalk is the way if you want to do a mean crap. Okay. Auto scaling. Multi-bar upload. Web identity veneration. Should know that. OpenID. You don't need to create a custom sign-in code or manage your user identity. Instead, users of your app can sign in using well-known identity providers such as blah 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 blah. OpenID Connect. Okay. Sticky sessions, yeah, if you want a specific instance, okay. EFS, because allows concurrent connections, multiple EC2, scales gigabytes, and all that stuff. You should just, okay. I got this one wrong. I have to not create a primary. Which of the benefits of multi-AZ deployments in RDS? Increase database availability in the case of system upgrades like OS bashing or... What? It is almost correct. RDS synchronously replicates data to standby instance in a different AZ that is in the same region and not in a different one. Whoa. It says different region? In a different region. Oh, fuck, I didn't get to that point. Vertical CLA means running. Apparently the route table does not have an entry for the internet gateway. This is why you can't connect to the EC2 instance. To fix this, you have to add the route destination for IPv traffic or for IPv6 traffic, and then add a target, and then a target of the agent. Okay. The route should be a correct route table. Okay. Whoa. You don't need to pay it at all, hence optional is great. If your spot instance terminator stopped by you in the first instance hour, you will not be charged for the usage. However, if you terminate instances yourself... Okay. I just learned something. Give me a second. I just learned something. Docs, AWS, AWS EU, AWS solution. Really like school. AWS does not charge for instances that AWS stops. Yoga. Good to know. Use version objects. Apparently, using version objects will fix the whole CloudFront magic. It says to control the versions of files that are served for distribution, you can either invalidate files or give them version file names. If you want to update the files infrequently, AWS recommends you use file versioning for the following reason. Versioning enables you to control which file removal. Okay, whatever. 2 would be good, but it says 2 is will solve the issue. The solution is more expensive. That's true. That's true. Okay, Glacier. Okay, so thank you. Kinesis. Deploy new version of your code consistently among the groups with minimal downtime. Codeploy is a deployment service that automates application deployments to allows you to rapidly release new features, update land and function versions, avoid downtime during up and okay. Incorrect sentences. Why would I choose? I chose the last one. So it says you can use OpsWorks to deploy your code. However, OpsWorks is still incorrect because you don't need to launch new resources containing your new code when you can just update the ones that are already running. Whatever. That's what I thought it was. Shit, expensive shit, all that shit.
Only wanna fuck one time, baby. I'm gonna fall back shit. Matter of fact, you wanna fuck up, but you wanna call
back list.
But if I hit it already, chances are I ain't finna call back, bitch. Shit getting real.
That okay. What is not true about blue and green deployments? Okay, so it has the ability to simply roll, blah, 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 blah. You can use blue green deployments with code commit and code build. One, two. So why is 2 wrong? Oh, the cook make code build. Oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you gotta. You just don't notice these things when you're speeding, I guess. Well, excuses. Okay, whatever. I didn't choose this guy. Least likely recommend as part of the process. Your IT manager asks you to create a decoupled application. What? If you've noticed the third option uses IAM user credentials for these students, which is not recommended. Way to do so, you should use IAM role. I didn't notice. But I guess Swift is nice then. Fam, go! Stop and stop and restart the instances in a placement group, and then try again instead of a cluster. There's a record that you launch the number of instances that you need in the placement group on a single launch request, and that you use the same instance type for all instances in the placement group. If you try to add more instances to the placement group later, or if you try to launch more than one instance type in the placement group, you decrease the chance of getting insufficient capacity error. If you stop an instance or in a placement group and start again, it still runs in the placement group. However, the start fails if there isn't enough capacity for instance. If you receive a capacity error when launching an instance in the placement group that are already running. Whoa, where are we at? If you see capacity error when launching an instance in the placement group that are already running, stop and start all the instances in the placement group and launch again. Restarting. That's good info, I guess. Okay, well, to build a lasting scalable width here, it says ELB, EC2, and autoscaling. Why not 4? Why not 4? Are incorrect since they don't mention all the required services and building a highly, such as EC2, autoscaling, and last one, all the RDS and high scale. The scenario is more focused on building its web tier, not the database tier. Alright, fine, fuck it, you win.
Never fall apart. When they were down, I was down with them. When they were lost, I was found with them. Any nigga try to play around, I go against town with them. They turn me down, I ain't turning back. They turn me down, I ain't turning back. I never turn my back on my niggas, I never did. Even when I give them my all, they never see. Even if I gave them my last, it wouldn't matter. Cause if I was down bad on my ass, I wouldn't ask them for shit.
So in the case that you need to make API calls, all this stuff, you gotta create access keys and then attach the permissions to them.
Spit your head and leave your shit in pieces. Everybody around me getting money, ain't nobody leeching. Look me in my eyes, what you see, I bet you say a damon. It's a hard story, but I have everybody screaming. They got some OGs who been hustling, some up in the can. They say it's a struggle, say it's hard to touch $100 grand. Death up on my back, so through the day I always be praying. Would you let a nigga step on you or hop out and start spraying? I'm on probation, but I always keep that thing on me. I know they hate me, I'm like fuck them, I ain't never running. We grab them choppers and post up since they say they coming. When they pull up, we hit them up, they go off.
Option 3 isn't granted because of adding a new IAM policy to the new user will not grant the needed access keys the needed access keys needed to make it. Alright. Are we done yet? You're working as a solutions architect and probably, which is using IPv6. IPv6 for egress only internet gateway. Oh, if not, then NAT gateway. Okay. Incorrect, because NAT gateways are only applicable IPv4. Right. Give a fuck. Here's pain. I just gotta figure out what. What's up, Sam?
it's been lights, camera.
These are financial data, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck am I reading? On reserved EC2 instances in a private server, we'll use IPv6. Okay, okay. Fuck.
Gotta get more rich, I want that brand new paddock. I ball like A, got shit effortless, don't give a fuck about practice. Where I'm from, yeah, on that coffee, drive too fast, we gon' let them have it. Opposition wanna kill me, and I'll be damned if I let it happen. And the day I leave this earth, I'ma die with legend status. I'ma reunite with my demons, we gon' be in heaven capping. 100K on VVS, just to show I'm blessed from rapping. I keep this glizzy tucked, if they plan on necklace snatching. Talk slickly a dead man, shots from that fence brand. These days they don't give a fuck, they'll shoot what the kids playing. Judge trying to give them life to them gang signs, turn to prayer hands. I come from a dark place, I'll never be there again. Those G's on everything, Gucci my headband. Keep smoking these dead niggas, I feel like Red Man. Pouring lean up out my cup, running through these bucks for my dead friends. Capital lock all guns for the hood, heard that's what the feds said.
Sam Hussein.
Like James Harden, you a step on the scene. Double G's, no Margiela, Alexander McQueen. And you know that bag on me, it's at least 50 bands in them jeans. Pockets fat, my jury dancing. Diamonds flood like New Orleans.
Well, I'm coming to end here, so I'm gonna turn this off and just like I don't know. Route 53. Why wouldn't you use a network load balancer or something? Option 1 and 3 are incorrect because load balancers distribute traffic within their respective regions. Okay. Incorrect because not possible. Okay. DNSSEC. DNS services does not support DNSSEC at this time. However, their domain name registrations are. All right. Hungry now. A new DevOps engineer has created CloudFormation template. Of course, they're missing the resources piece, CloudWatch, and SNS. That was a hard one. I don't know how I got that one. Fuck it. Why explanation? You can use SSL to encrypt connections between your client applications and RDS DB instance running. SQL Server SSL support is available. For a second, I thought it would have been enable IMDB authentication in RDS using AWS Management Console. So why is 1, 2, 3, 4th option wrong? Is incorrect because IAM database authentication is not suitable for this scenario since it is just an authentication method and not used for encryption. Oh, that didn't look right before. There was a whole question on it earlier. Whatever, fuck it. But there was a whole question on it. It was see, set up the RDS database and enable. You can authenticate. You don't need a password when you connect. The authentication unique string. So it says here, you need to ensure that the network traffic to and from your instance is encrypted using SSL for improved security. You have to use a profile connection specific. All right, so what? Okay, whatever. Fucking haters. All right, that's it. So going to the top again. Attempt number 1. Return to review, 73%, put it down in the motherfucking paper. Exam 7, 73%. Exam 6 was minuscule, 76%. 76%. Okay. And fuck all that shit. AWS Glue. There was one question on Glue. Oh no, that was not this exam. There's no glue on this exam. That's what I'm about. These are the questions I'm about. Oh. See ya.